Good morning. Oop. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Don't know if anybody's on yet. Oop. One person maybe. Good morning. If anybody's on yet, we're going to start momentarily. Hopefully the lighting and everything is good. It's cold here in my studio. I have the fireplace on in the background. I don't have a full tank for gas to start it. So I will be wearing a sweatshirt today. Let me know if you are on, if you can hear me, not hear me. I'm moving around to keep warm. We'll give it just another moment before we start. If you'd like to say good morning to me, I'd love to see that in the chat. And good morning to you. Tuesday, December 15th. Lots going on in the world. All right, so good morning, everyone. I am Danielle Singita, and I will be leading into stretches today and some breath work on this cold December day. If at any time somebody can't hear me or just please make a comment and I'll check. Hopefully we should be okay. And if anybody wants to put in the chat box if there's something particular they would like to work on today, I kind of have an idea of what I'd like to work on with you all today, but also would love to see if somebody has some particular aches or pains or stuff that they would like me to address. So I'm going to scoot up so I can see. I know Valerie and I are always doing this so we can see comments. Probably scary to see us come up so close. Okay, otherwise, what I would like to focus on today is a little bit more some fiery type things between the breath work and movement. We're going to move a little quicker today, kind of warm up the body on this cold day. Maybe perhaps you're having some congestion because it's that time of year where we are heavier in the qualities of cold and damp. and dense definitely is upon us. So in Ayurveda, it's really wonderful to be able to do the opposite of what the season is so we can stay in balance. So if you think of the elements of being cold and damp and earthy, heavy, dense, static, then it's really a great opportunity for us to move a little quicker, to do some fiery type movements, some fiery type breaths. That can also help with releasing some congestion. Maybe if you're feeling a little stagnant or lethargic, this is a great way to kind of to aliven, that's the right word, to aliven the body and the mind. So let's begin. First, I'd like to start with just some great simple breath work. I'll try to stop moving now, starting to warm up a little. And what we'll be doing is we're going to be inhaling in through our nose. I'll model it first. And then we're going to exhale out our mouth. Okay, so we're going to start with that. So inhaling through the nose, like sharp and quick, and then exhaling out the mouth. So this will start getting some of that fire going, releasing some stagnation. We'll do like a round of 10, and then we'll pause for a moment and then do one more round of 10. If at any time it feels like it's too much for you, just slow your pace down. At any time when we're working, you listen to your body. That's the most important thing. And especially since I really can't see you, I really trust that you are doing what works best for you. Don't push yourself, and just enjoy the practice of yoga. So let's begin. Good. Take a moment, maybe just release your legs for a second. You might even have felt some tingling and a little lightheadedness even from doing that breath work. So release the legs. And then we're going to do some tapping, kind of waking up the body. I love to do this, especially on cold, wintry days. This is a great way to kind of move the lymph. It's a great way to get the circulation pumping. So just going on the inside and working down and then coming all the way back up. Let's do a few more. You can see we're kind of doing some quick movements. Good. Let's do the other side. On the inside of the thigh, moving on the exhale. Moving downward on the inside and upward on the outside. Just kind of giving yourself some nice little tapotement. Maybe starting to feel the legs kind of energizing. So it's about energizing today, energizing the body, energizing the mind. Waking everything up this morning. Good. Nice. So go ahead and now sit in the opposite, with the opposite leg out front, the one that doesn't maybe feel so natural, and then settle back in. I'm sitting on a bolster, which helps. That feels really good to me. If you have a bolster, a pillow, or a blanket, fold that up and allow the hips to rise as the knees come down. If your knees are higher than your hips, then that's a good indication that you could use a prop. Then it takes some of the pressure off your back. So we're going to do another round. If you feel like that was a little fast, we'll go a little bit slower this round. I was probably a little more ambitious. It's probably because I'm trying to warm up in here. So let's go a little bit slower. We'll do a round of 10. And again, if any time it doesn't feel good, just slow down. Good. Take a moment, soften your eyes, and just kind of connect right now with your body and see if your body is starting to feel a little bit more alive, a little bit of vitality, a little bit of energy moving, and just check in. Do you feel some tingling? You feel some activity, some activation? So let's keep that going then. And now let's do some of that tapotement again, bringing and tapping on the inside, or patting and tapping on the outside. So the lymph side is up towards the shoulder. And just, again, bringing some activity, bringing energizing. So anytime you're feeling a little stuck or thick or muddy in the mornings or anytime, take a few minutes and do something like this. It's so good. And let's do the other side. Coming down on the inside, coming up on the outside. I don't know if it really matters what direction you do. You just want to move up towards the heart. One last one. Good. And now just shake. Just shake everything. Shake out your hands. If you are sitting in a chair, you can shake your legs, or if you're sitting on the floor, just shake. Kind of just let everything, like you're getting rid of this earthy, muddy stuff, and you just want to shake it out of your arm, shake it out of your hands, shake it out of your legs. Move your neck, and just some free form. I know it looks silly, but nobody can watch you. You can all see me, but I can't see you. Just keep going. A few more seconds. Nice. And then relax for a minute. Again, just taking a pause here. Taking a pause, allowing the spine to be long, letting the chin tuck in just slightly, and just feel that activation. Feel that aliveness in your body. And then go ahead and one last time. Now, if this feels okay, and for some of you it may not, you can sit back in easy pose, Sukhasana, or you can come into Virasana, which is hero's pose. So my knees are bent. Again, that's an option. Modify the option that works best for you. You can even have a pillow kind of, or a bolster, and kind of sit back on it in this way. Puts a little pressure on the heel, but it's not so much stretching in the quadriceps. This is a really great pose to do after you eat. So see what works for you. I like to just sit on my heels. And I'm going to take our hands, I'm going to put them in a T, that's not T, position. I've lost cactus, that's a cactus arms it's called. And then we're going to do some nice little movements like this. So warming up our spine. And when we do this, just first kind of get used to doing this movement. If you get dizzy, keep your head straight. forward. And if it gets a little much, you can slow it down. But the idea is you're invigorating the spine. Good. Now inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. So that same kind of breath, inhaling, exhale. Like we did earlier, in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One last one. Good. And then go ahead and fold forward into child's pose. So take a moment here and just allow everything to fold inward. Bring your hands down by the side. Press the sits bones, the buttocks back towards the heel. Get a nice stretch. If you're in a chair, you can fold forward and just dangle. And then slowly, slowly rise. We're going to come all the way up. Reach up. And then bring your hands back out. And fold again. So folding back into child's pose. Taking a moment here. And bringing your hands by your side. Slowly lifting the torso up. Trying to keep in the screen here. My arms are up overhead. And I'm bringing just a gentle, gentle arch in the back. So I'm lifting up. My chest is open. And then slowly bring your hands down by yourself. Let's do a few more of those. So back into child's pose. Hard to get the right angle. Take a breath here. Slowly begin to rise. Lift the arms up. Have the arms parallel, facing each other. And lift the heart up and do a nice little gentle back bend. So I'm really doing a gentle back bend. If that's too much, then you can use your hands. As a matter of fact, why don't we go to that? Let's use your hands on the sacrum as a support. And then just lift up, lift the chin up, look up. Good. Slowly release, come back down. So I'm going to add one more to this sequence. Take my socks off. And if you are using a chair, you can do the down dog with your hands on the seat. And you use your arms holding the seat and just getting a nice stretch in the back. We're going to come down into child's pose. We're going to move nice and slow, little vinyasa. We're going to slowly come up. Bring the arms up as we come up. So the arms are overhead. You're looking up. Take a moment here. Bring your hands now behind the sacrum. Press the sacrum down as you lift the chest up. And then slowly come back down. Bring your hand forward. We're going to go into downward facing dog. So just be gentle, move slowly. If downward facing dog doesn't feel right now, you can go into table and stay here. Otherwise, begin to lift the hips up. Take a nice big exhale, big sigh out. Stretch, bend one knee, and bend the other knee. Good, and slowly come back down, and then rest in child's pose. You can keep your hands down by the side, like either by the side, or have your hands close to your knees in preparation for the next round. So slowly begin to come up. Bring your knees up as you go ahead and lift up towards the sky. Look up, drop the shoulders down. You can curl your toes if that feels better. Then bring your hands behind you. This is a modified camel pose, right on the sacrum. And then let the shoulders drop down behind you to get a stretch in the shoulders. Look up. And if that's too much on your neck, just look straight. Good. Slowly begin with control, using your belly to come onto all fours. Stay here if you want, or begin to work your way up into downward facing dog. Again, if you're in a chair, you can just put your arms on the chair and then stretch your spine out. Bend one knee, bend the other knee. Come on down. Let's do one more round. Bring your hands down first by your feet. Child's pose. Exhale here. Bring your arms now close to your knees to use them as some support as you come back up. As you come up, go ahead and lift up. Bring your arms out by your side. Drop the shoulders down. Bring your arms behind you. Use your hands along the sacrum, and then go ahead and get a nice stretch. Heart open. Shoulders back. Inhale here. Slowly release. Come on to your hands and knees. Stay here if that feels good, or work your way up into downward facing dog. Then this time exaggerate the bend in your knee. So you're actually going to cross that right knee a little bit over toward the other side. And then straighten that out. And then cross the left knee over to the other side. Just settle and back. And do that again. Good. Now walk your hands up. Stay folded into Uttanasana, forward fold. Let the shoulders just drop down and sway. So I want you just to sway back and forth. So kind of like you're doing this infinity sign. And you're starting low. And then you're slowly bringing that up. It's kind of like, almost like a Tai Chi movement of sorts. And you're bringing it all the way up to the sky. And then allow the arms to come down. Let's do that again, okay? So we're bringing it down, just our hands, and we're just creating like this figure 8 or infinity sign. And you can bend your knees if you want, really allow your body to move into this. You're sweeping all the way up. And then up to the top and draw your arms down. One last one. Creating this nice flow of energy. And then just shaking it out for a moment. Bring your hands to your hips. Do some really big body rolls. So first, actually, let's start with our knees. So I want you to kind of isolate and try to allow your knees, just focusing more on your knees moving in one direction. So you're bending those knees and you're like creating this nice circle. Good. Now let's focus more on the hips. So almost like you're hula hooping. So you're really focusing on the hips. It's exaggerating the movement. Good. Now we're going to focus on the torso. So I want you to just kind of work more on the upper body. And you can, again, move slow. If your body wants to move slower, it needs a little bit more vigor, and go a little bit quicker. Feels good. Remember the direction that we just did. And then come back to center. Take a moment and then do some half circles with your neck. Shoulder rolls. Working all the joints now, making sure that we can get that lubrication efficient. Wrists, opposite direction. Good. Now we're going to do that in the reverse order. So we just worked on the head. And we're going to do the torso circle. So do the opposite direction that you did before. If you don't remember, it's not a deal breaker. Just focusing and isolating on the torso. Inhale as you come up. And exhale as you go forward. Work now with the hips. So opposite direction of the hips. Just really isolating the movement of the hips. And then working the knees. So that's a little harder when you're going in a direction that's not as comfortable. So bending the knees. Two more rounds. Nice. And then come back and just check in. Grounding into the earth, allowing the toes to lift up as you rock back and forth. The toes are lifting up as you're swaying. And then bringing across over. So I want you to work with this. So this is also not only good for the joints, but it's also a way for us to kind of harmonize both sides of the body, both sides of our brain. It's like a cross patterning. So this is giving us a little work in the abs. We're going to come down, and now I want you to work on some squats. So my cameraman, who's me. So we're going to do a little bit of that together. So we're going to do that cross patterning, and then I want you to bring your hands, and I'll do it from this angle, and then we're going to just work on squats. So it's kind of like we're going to bring our arms out, and then in, out, in, out, in. So again, building fire, strengthening and toning, moving, creating heat. Good. Take a moment, and we're going to do that cross patterning. Let's isolate, try to isolate more in the abdomen. If you can't get your knee up that high, that's fine. Just bring it to where you can. If you're sitting, you can do this easily in the chair. Maybe you're getting a little warmer. Do 2 more. Good. Then allow your feet to move a little bit further apart. Bring your arms forward and bring the arms in. Squat down. Little bit of fitness. Good. Let's do a few more. This is really toning your quads. Good. Nice. Excellent. Shake it out, shake it out. I've been starting kickboxing lately, so I might be getting a little inspired. So let's do that. This is a really good one again for abdomen. And we're going to bring our hands up. We're just going to cross it over. And then like a little squat. Just kind of, again, working, moving, creating heat. Invigorating, energizing. Nice. A few more. Definitely getting into kickboxing mode. Good. Do 2 more. 1 more. Nice. And then again, stretch it out. Move the legs. And then let's come on down. I got to move the camera again. Getting lots of variations today. Let's just bring our legs out into a nice V position. Working the inner muscles, inner thighs. And then slowly, we're going to begin to cool it down. And just walk your hands to where it feels comfortable. And then walk it back. And walk the hands where it feels comfortable. And then walk it back. And now walk it over to one side. Walk it back. And walk it over to the other side. And walk it back. Let's try that again. We're going to walk forward. Take a moment here. And walk it back. Over to the other side. Nice stretch. Walk it back. And over to the other side. Maybe you notice one side's a little tighter than the other. And let's do that one last time. Walking forward. And then back. Over to the other side. And back. And then over to the other side. And back. And then this last one will be a hold of just a few moments, leading a little bit more with your belly to emphasize the stretch. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And swaying. If you sway a little bit, it helps tell the muscles that they're relaxing a little bit more than trying so hard. It's kind of like a nice way to sneak in a little bit deeper stretch. Good. And then slowly come back up. Maybe do one last little shake of the legs. And get yourself nice and warm. Make sure we're getting ready to go more into Shavasana. So prepare yourself with, if you need a sweatshirt, if you need some socks, if you need a little blanket. I'm going to lead you in a guided meditation today. And this guided meditation is about re-energizing and revitalizing. So all the things that we've been focused on, we're going to do that in our meditation. So go ahead and prepare lying down. Get yourself comfortable.